All right, good morning, everyone. It is Feature Friday, and today we are going to talk about the new features. And those of you in agency school got a peek at that last on Wednesday, but I'm going to show you something else. And then we're going to talk about a little bit about what happens when AI fails. I know you're like, but that never happens. And don't even get me started on why it doesn't drive my car right now because I see it failing on a regular basis. Anyway, so let's go into, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to just start in the page wheel dashboard. And this is my account where I do a lot of testing. So you'll see all sorts of crazy stuff. Like yesterday, I was testing copy and paste. So let's go in here and add a website. And I think we can talk about these things kind of simultaneously. What what happens? In fact, let me start with the AI since we have a little bit of time going. And that update detected is new. So that's something that what I don't know if you just saw that on my screen, but when we notice that you have like we've updated something on that page since you've last done that, it's going to alert you to that, which is kind of fun. So what happens when, like, for instance, right now I have not made a website for this in the past. So the AI is going to be creating the website based on my title or whatever's up there in that box. But if you're coming from the product maker like this was, it's going to come from here, testing copy and paste pages. So that's what the AI is going to go out. Sometimes you'll see that one of these sections has failed. If the whole page fails, that is a disconnection of AI. Like that could be on your end, meaning that you dropped the internet at some point during that transaction, or it could be on the AI side. There's an interruption between page wheel and where we get the AI source. Not all the time. Sometimes you are actually getting stuff that is stored in page wheel, but the majority of the time you're actually going and getting it from an AI source. We have a, uh, a something that we're trying to get a patent on about how we maintain that database. So if all fails, then what you're going to want to do is either refresh this, which is or you could even refresh the page if it's a complete outage if that doesn't work. The other thing that you could do is go, if it's just a section, usually if it's just a section, it means that it's on page wheel. And so what you could do is just go ahead and refresh the section that failed. If it fails again, try it again. What you don't see behind the scenes is that we have multiple times that it runs. And the good news is one of the features and why I want to talk about this today is that so we might have 6 runs for this section. So if 2 of them fail, the other 4 might work. And that's why sometimes when you're like, why is it a little bit like I feel like it's always broken. It could be that a significant amount of those are broken. We now have alerting behind the scenes that tells us when certain AI fails. And what we didn't have that recently, what's cool about that is this will get better and better every single day because now we can pinpoint, oh, that section on that page fails 100% of the time or 75% of the time or 20% of the time. So we can come in and fix that so you don't feel crazy. This is for your mental health that we have created this because sometimes you might use the same section over and over again, or you might use the same layout over and over again, and then you just start feeling crazy that it's almost always broken, but then you try to reproduce it and it's not, and it's because behind the scenes there's multiple things going on. So just play with it. If it just fails, and it's just a section, shoot me a note in the live chat. And in the meantime, for your own sanity, go ahead and write it yourself or hide it. Um, And then we behind the scenes will make sure that we'll go watch that monitor and then put it back together behind the scenes. All right. So we have this, and one of the things that is a new feature on the page is that you might see this looks a little bit different than most of the pages that we've had before. It's because we've added a whole bunch of layouts to this. So let me show you something that's a little confusing. What we were just talking about was the A with a rotation. That is the AI. But if you want to refresh what I call the spinner, if you want to spin the section you're on, then what you're going to do is do the refresh section. And you can see that it's just going to take you through a whole bunch of different layouts. Now, what happens with this is it doesn't rerun the AI when you refresh a section. What it's going to do is take that same language and apply it in different ways. And you'll see sometimes you'll have more language on some of these than others, like the little ones that have the 1, 2, 3, which I'm not here, like this one. Like that has more, but secretly, we ran that when you ran the original page so that you could go into those sections. So, but for the most part, the language is about the same between the sections. And then if you are like, okay, I actually want, and I have several people that I think are even in this room right now that are using heroes to set up multiple things down the page. So let's say you wanted it to look like this with a thing on the right and then below it with a thing on the left and then the thing on the right. Maybe you're making points about different things that are in maybe a bundle that you're selling. Maybe you're using, different, maybe you have different parts of like a coaching program, different components that you want to explain. Then what you can do is just click on the section that you want to add something underneath of it. Go to add a new section, go into the hero, and you can see we have all sorts of new ones in here.
Oh.
So you could, and then you could stack the heroes. They're one on top of the other if that's the look you want to go for. I do want to show you this one right here. And this one is in a lot of the spinners too. It did not come in. I will let them know that did not come in right. Let me see if it refreshes it. But you can see you can refresh them here too. The one with the multiple pages, which they may be working on actually, because I was going to I want to show you that one. That's one of the new ones that has, I'll go slower here. Yeah, that's the other thing is you go slow because if once you get past it, you may not find it for another section. Oh, that's another one I really like. Might not see it again for a while. That one. So this one also I wanted to show you on this one is because we have set up like the product to be, kind of taller than it is wide, that on the laptop that can be awkward. But what you just need to do is click on this and adjust the space and you can just move it up and down so you can get it to look normal within that space. So a lot of times when you come in here, it might look something like that. And that'll allow you to do that. Let me see if I can find that other one I wanted to show you. I think they may be working on it. Let me just tell you about it since I'm not seeing it. The one that has the image in the middle and then the pages out to the side, right now you can only force a new image in the middle. So that's not a great option for you if you're not happy with what is pre-populated on the sides. Right now, what's pre-populated on the sides is your pages from your book. So it's going to work really well for digital products and stuff like that. It's not going to work as well if you're like, hey, I'm doing this website from scratch and I don't have a digital products assigned to it. So that's just one thing. I'm hoping that we'll be able to allow you to force images into that perspective. It's just a tricky thing because the pages aren't square like these are. Then the other thing I was going to show you is that the spinner is also available. So let's go down here and we're going to add an upsell and we're going to add a VIP offer. And I'm just going to pull one of my other products here. I'm going to make it expensive. All right, so here, again, if I click up here, it's going to take me back to the order bump details. But if I click on the content, then I have the ability to refresh the section, which is the spinner that we were talking about. And now there's different layouts for that, including ones that have images. And I just wanted to point that out because this is going to give you a little bit more flexibility for you to create images in Canva and PicMonkey that would help you describe these two pricing components that you have below. So remember, click on the content to refresh the different ways to replace the content. Pick on the price if you want to go back to the order bump details. One of the
Does
things,
it fill in that where it says calendar for productivity? We need to type that into the second block.
so right now it is not pre-populating that. That should change very soon.
And so because it's a VIP offer, if they sign up for the second thing, do they get both of them or they have to sign up
Yes,
for each
that's
one
a really
individually?
good point. So when we're talking VIP offer, what that basically means is your basic is on this one side, so they get a little bit, but then the VIP gets all of the little bit plus whatever else you're adding.
Okay. So the
So
second block, if they
gets
go for the
both.
sign up for seven ninety
Mhm.
nine, they're gonna get the basic thing in
Right.
addition to the 799. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That's a very good question. So the VIP offer is everything, like it's kind of like everything you had in this one, but so much more in here.
Okay. Because it looks like either or. We just need to fix the wording, right?
Yes, you right
Okay.
now you're going to fix the wording a little bit and we are honing in on this. This is a little bit more complicated than the team actually realized. I know you're shocked when I say that out loud because everything has been so simple. But let me go back and show you the other way you
That
could.
was a joke, people.
Yeah, that was a very big joke. Such a joke. It's not even funny. Um, the bump, for those of you who have not played with this either, let me show you what that looks like. So the bump is when you're like, hey, you have this. This might be really nice to add to. The bump is kind of like those impulse purchases at the end of the grocery store. And right now you can only choose one. It could be either the bump, you could do the VIP offer, which is, hey, this is the basic, but you really want this because it's awesome. And then we also have the ability to do the payments, like the multiple payments, and that you choose up here in the to pay. Okay.
So the bump is this thing plus your extra template or nice
Yeah.
thing to have with your whatever, right? So you're going to get your free product, let's say lead magnet, and then you're going to add, I'm going to give you some templates for you to work with. So can
Right.
we see the delivery on that? Because I've been playing around with it, but I haven't had much luck in figuring out where it is on the
Yeah,
delivery.
so the delivery is going to be, I think right now it might be I need to get back to you on that because they're working on it. What should be on the delivery page is so if they paid something, the receipt, and then the receipt would show both the original product and the bump, depending on what they bought, or the original product or the VIP. And then it should deliver on that delivery page, and then the delivery page will propagate it into the email. Does that make sense? So it's actually we're dealing with it delivering into the delivery page. Right now, these things are pretty new. So I would just be very conscious of making sure that that looks like that and then adding the links in the email if it did not come through properly. The team is still working on that. So but
Because, this was supposed to be simple, right?
yeah, well, and this is kind of the
Yeah.
issue with page wheel to a certain extent is that we are trying to set all these things up for you behind the scenes so that they're all put together, but then so that it's
Oh,
easy
yeah.
for
No,
you.
no.
But on the other end, there's a reason why Go High Level and ClickFunnels has you install all those buttons and stuff like that. Because
They're not building it after the fact.
it's,
When we go, oh, I like this, and Rachel goes, we can do that.
I know, because it's actually easier for them.
Probably.
It would be
Not
easier
nearly as
for
much
us
fun.
not to connect it. So, but yeah, but you have full control, remember, on the editor of the delivery page and on the
Yep.
on the other page.
So
So if it did not happen, let me know in chat and just say, hey, I edited it and fixed it. But we are a work in progress.
So let's say we're doing two page wheel things. I have a VIP, or sorry, a bump. I send them, I say this, and they buy the extra whatever.
Yeah.
The extra page wheel thing. So I can add that, I know that, but when it delivers, it should say, here's your free thing, and then underneath it should say, here's your extra,
Yes.
whatever that was. Okay.
Yeah. And it will be a little bit challenging. I know I've tested it and it's worked. But because you don't want everybody to see the delivery page with the VIP. So if
they
it's
didn't buy
not
it.
yeah, test it. If it's not working, let me know. But we have been extensively testing it, but it is a little bit more
Yeah. No,
complicated
just
than
curious is what
advertised.
I should expect to see. So
Yeah.
if I don't, then I'll know.
Yeah.
Chat.
Yeah, exactly. And I think right now it might be 2 emails that go out because
Okay.
it's
That would make more
delivering each
sense.
one individually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'll test it myself.
yeah. Uh, can we get last name to be last name? Cynthia, are you having problems with it?
No, it shows last name as one word instead of
Oh.
last space name.
Let's see.
And I'm not a famous speller, believe me, but I keep looking at that and I think, oh, I screwed that up. And I can't fix it.
Did not even see. Do you know when you're too close to something and you don't even see it?
Oh yeah, if you look at any word too hard, you're like,
So I am
Yeah.
adding that into the fix.
I only noticed because I thought I messed it up.
if anybody here is old enough to remember the Far Side comic,
I love the Far Side.
there's a woman that is like spellers of the world, untie. And you look at it and you go, why is that funny? Oh, night. And every morning we would come in, because this was before the internet. Every morning we'd come in for breakfast and read the Far Side cartoon out of the paper. And my mom would be like,
I don't get it.
you can't, but you can't, it's not funny if you explain a Gary Larson cartoon.
Well, and I fell in love with cows, black and white cows through the Far
Right, there you go.
Side.
That stand up.
I couldn't stand up.
And the one that he goes,
We're not
Mama of a
looking.
bullseye, Hal.
Yeah, they only stand up when we're not looking, right?
A
Or-
million years ago, I asked someone to a Sadie Hawkins event with a life-size black and white cow from the Far Side.
Oh, that is hardcore. I love it.
Yeah, it did not work out.
That's awesome. All right, so when we're done with Feature Friday, I have a quick off-topic question.
All right. Does anyone have anything on topic? And then I am going to shut off the the stream of information to the world so that you show up to Feature Friday for those of you watching the replay. All right. We love you, even though you're not here, but I'm going to stop the recording and we'll talk in secret now.